So now that the material has been delivered, it's kind of an exciting time. This is a bundle tag. It comes on every single bundle. It's very important. It's the DNA of the whole job site is right in this. A lot of information here, you know, the plant and the production date. But most importantly, you want to make sure that you have the right color, the right shape, right size, and the right amount of bundles on site every time. I can't say it enough. This bundle tag is extremely important.
This one right here, see it's how it's like half and half? Yeah. That's the most that I would want to use right there. So when choosing our materials, Unilock makes it easy. There's so many options in the catalog. We have modern, contemporary, minimalistic. So when providing my clients with a catalog from Unilock and going through the pages, it's just that much easier to pick out a product that suits their needs. We finished laying out the field of this driveway with the EcoTerra steel gray. We've done it in a running bond option, so we wanted to ensure that the field stays very square. One of the things that was preventing that was the actual garage floor. It's kind of bowing out a little bit, so we can fit in our EcoTerra Opal 4x12 on either ends, but not in the center as you can see here. So what we've done is we set a string line and for the 4x12 Opal, and we're gonna actually shave the back end of the Opal to sit it in as the soldier course, as opposed to cutting into the field of the driveway. As we get along down the driveway, it kind of goes in the opposite direction. It kind of bows out. So you can see on either end of the driveway, we have the Opal sitting in nicely on either side, but in the center, we have about a 3/4 inch gap. So what we're gonna do to remedy this and keep it kind of structurally sound from the stone driveway and the sidewalk when cars are coming in and out is we're gonna actually cut some sliver cuts of the actual EcoTerra, cut it in half and kind of sit that in just to support the stone up against the sidewalk. And then we're gonna go ahead and install Romex Fugan sand, which is gonna make sure everything's solid. So one of the things we like to do here at Scenic Stone at the end of the day is take about a half an hour and just kind of get ourselves organized and clean up the site. One, it gets us organized for the following day. We go through all the material that we have. If we're missing any material, we know that we're gonna need to bring that material in for the following day. Two, we're putting all tools away, so when the guys are here first thing in the morning, they know where everything is. We like to keep our trailer nice and clean and organized. Everything's labeled, saws are in place, tools are in place, so everybody in the morning when they get here, they know what their job is to set ourselves up for the day. Also, we like to clean up the site for not only the cleanliness for the homeowners, but neighbors walking by. They're seeing a job well done and they're seeing how clean the property is, and that tends for them to stop and ask questions and in turn lead into more business for us. So we're excited about using the new Umbriano coping here, the Grenada White color. The wall itself is the midnight charcoal, which is going to be a nice little contrast. Once we get the walls in place, we're going to continue. We got a nice little surprise on the side walkway here, and that's the day today. Okay, we got an exciting day going on here today. We're installing the side walkway to the driveway. We finished the field of the driveway, installed the borders on the driveway with the EcoTerra steel gray and the opal. Now we're introducing one of my favorite stones from Unilock, the Umbriano line. New color, Grenada White. We're using the 12 by 24 as the running bond up along the side of the driveway as a walkway leading to the front porch. One of the nice things here, we actually had a design element change this morning with the client. We were originally going to do the dark charcoal for the riser of the steps as well, but we're going to change that now into the Grenada White, and that just showcases what you can do with the Umbriano line. We're going to have Grenada White running along the floor, up the riser, along the tread, and onto the porch as well. So it's just going to be a nice consistent flow of that white pop color next to this very dark driveway.
Hey Carolyn, thanks for joining me on site today.
No problem, Jason, my pleasure. I need you to recap for me with Daniel when I said to you that he had some soft areas that he wanted to address.
It's come up a few times lately, and we had Phil Persia from Persia Geo Solutions here on site, and he had a really great idea. What we did was, instead of keep digging, we bridged that bad area with drive salt right on the native soil.
Yeah.
So as long as we bridged it into good soil where it wasn't soft anymore, and then we buried that right in the base, and that's going to create a solid foundation and get rid of that soft marshmallow.
I have a question for you. So when it's technical like that and it's something that needs to be addressed, do you find that the homeowner is pretty agreeable to pay the price because they're getting a long-term solution?
I would say so. Nobody has x-ray vision. So you're basing your quotes on how deep your excavation is going to be. If you run into a problem that's 12 or 18 inches below the ground, it's not really on the contractor to know what's going underground. You could keep digging. That's also going to cost more to the homeowner. Or you could come up with this engineered solution that we had on this site. Hey Daniel, I see you've started to lay the Umbriano Grenada White. It looks amazing so far, and we got a 50% brick pattern, like running bond.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about why you guys are laying this vertical piece?
We're laying out the running bond horizontally with the driveway. We'll run a vertical piece along the side so we can install the next piece. Just like so. That's going to give me the perfect spacing that I'm going to need for the cuts throughout, and that keeps this line in the running bond consistent.
Yeah.
So then we'll go ahead and take out the vertical piece. What that's doing here is ensuring, again, that we have that straight line in that running bond pattern all the way up and down the driveway, right?
Right.
On this side here, we can just go ahead and set our chalk line, go ahead and cut the pieces directly in half, and we'll use that in the fill-in pieces within this walkway, just to ensure it's a nice, clean line. Yeah.
Awesome.
So another little change in the design here is we've extended the side walkway to match up with the other side. The other day we opted to kind of extend the retaining walls to line up perfectly with the 12 by 24 inch Grenada White and the border stone of the EcoTerra Opal. So we've done the same here. Before it was calling for about 18 inches set back. We've extended it to make sure both sides equal up to be the same.
Today I'm here with Derek DeCooman, General Sales Manager for Unilock Ontario. Welcome, Derek.
Thanks for having me.
So today we're going to talk about collections.
Yeah.
Awesome. So collections is kind of a new way that we're organizing our materials to make it a little bit easier for contractors, designers, and homeowners. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what Collections offers. And actually the idea came from the field, just talking to contractors and designers to make it easier to choose Unilock. So the idea with Collections is basically pairing up your different products for your different applications within the project. Choosing a paver, choosing a wall, coping, step, it's all basically guiding you down one path.
And we saw a little bit of that on the job site.
We did.
Your walkway that we were talking about is Umbriano Grenada White. We also matched that up with Grenada White Ucara panels and Grenada White coping on the porch overlay.
Well, there's a few layers within that. So you can go start with the U-Vision design. And the U-Vision design gives you a visual look of how these products are all going to pair together. But then taking a look at samples, you actually want to see the samples on site to ensure that the colors you're seeing in a design are actually going to be coming to life properly. And then basically you can easily use the collection to guide you through the walkway, overlay, the wall, and the coping, and make those easy decisions, even during the sample selection, to find out, hey, this is the look I want to go with. And it's easy for the homeowner, easy for the contractor and the designer to focus based on collections.
If a contractor is going to offer a sales call to the homeowner, I guess having the collections laid out like that makes it really easy. Tied in with getting a sample after that, putting it up against the facade of your house, really making sure that it's the right color to match your brick or whatever else you're matching it up against. But collections, you know, kind of indicates that it's more than just one product. It's not just the Umbriano series.
That's exactly it. And a lot of decisions are actually made at the sample review stage. So having a wide range of collections to offer is going to help the contractor be able to afford multiple options to consumers. So something for everyone and a lot more affordable than you might think. For example, you could go showcase Umbriano, which is maybe more on the higher end scale, but that contractor is able to simply shift their focus to maybe more economical choices like Windermere or Metro, for example.
Right, that makes a lot of sense to me. Any closing remarks on collections? Anything else you want to add?
Well, one of the things that's really important is that homeowners tend to pick one contractor with one quote. 45% actually.
Wow.
Out of those 45%, you're going to have the option to scale your offering either high or low end. Out of the other that grab 2 quotes or more, only 1/3 of those actually go with the lowest price. So there's a chance for contractors and designers to maybe upsell their jobs. And as well, you don't have to sacrifice the look. It's just a matter of finding that right fit for your project.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, some really great information there. Thanks very much, Derek.
Hey, well.
So again, if you have any questions about collections or anything else you've seen in the video series, please reach out to your Unilock territory manager.
On this project right now, we're concentrating on building up the Ucara wall system. We're going to create the retaining beds with and kind of bleed into the landing in the front porch, as well as using the Ucara rail system to cover the facing on this porch as well. The wall itself is the midnight charcoal, which is going to be a nice little contrast and kind of pick up on the main portion of the driveway here.
My name is Emmanuel Cordero. My job title here at Scenic Stone is foreman.
You've got one course of Ucara in. Can you just explain to me a little bit about Ucara and what you're doing here?
Sure, Jay. On this particular application, we're doing 2 different elevations of Ucara wall garden beds. Both of them are being terminated at different elevations, incorporated within each other, just for the structural integrity and to keep everything locked in within each other.
Awesome. You know, when I was walking over here, this piece here really caught my eye. Can you explain to me a little bit of what you've done? Because I love it.
We had to install this Ucara backer as per the design. Starting from this corner backwards, we're left with a cut there. And what I've gone ahead and done is utilize the feature of the Ucara wall that allows the stone to accept within itself within the rail here.
I also noticed you got a little bit of debris here.
I always like to just brush the top off, get any concrete or chips or dust, anything like that. That's going to kind of cause a little bit of irregularities between the stone, just to make sure we're safe and sound there.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
Carolyn Plank with Unilock and Territory Manager, and I'm kind of excited to see this job. Daniel from Scenic Stone, an authorized contractor, he was the first to install Ucara, and here I'm coming upon a project, him the first being to install EcoTerra. Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, Carolyn. We're going to be doing some Ucara rails on this front porch here. Keep everything
So
consistent.
how will that work?
So we're going to actually adhere the Ucara rail to the face of the porch so we
Yeah.
can install the fascia panel that we're going to be using, which is going to be the dark charcoal. And that's going to kind of mimic the dark of the steel gray on the driveway.
Wow, that's going to look really good. You're always such an early adopter of new products. I gotta love it. I want to see the finish because this is new.
Yeah, you're always welcome. You're always
Yeah.
welcome.
Hey Dan, so we're sitting in the one of the Ucara gardens you've built here, and you have some fascia panels running on the inside of the garden.
Yeah, well, this design called for different elevations in these garden beds here. What we did, we started off with the large Ucara backers, and then we transitioned into the smaller backers to allow us to put our coping piece on
Yep.
and cover both sides here.
Right.
Obviously, you can't do that with the large backers because they're a little too long. We finish it off on the inside with the fascia panel as well, because we're not building it up all the way with the triple mix here for this garden bed.
Okay.
Right, as you can see, they have an existing tree. So the garden bed and the mulch is gonna stay below the inside fascia panel. And so you're gonna actually see that exposed, which I think is a nice design factor.
It's
within
awesome.
these as well.
You're hiding all the bare concrete of the
Yeah.
block. You're using a fascia panel, it's gonna clean it up.